Hello, I'm Brian Desson, the founder of Privada Cigar Club and the Limited Cigar Association, and welcome to Aging Cigars, a guide to humidors. Over the last 5 to 6 years, Privada Cigar Club has bought more custom limited edition cigars and aged them than any other company in our industry. At Privada, we're the post-production aging specialists, so who better than to listen to on the advice of aging cigars and humidors. Welcome to Privada Cigar Club HQ. I'm standing in a room of over 1,500 150 quart coolers that store over 3 million cigars. This is how we store cigars at Privada Cigar Club. The reason we use coolers at Privada Cigar Club to age our cigars is because they're airtight and allow us to use two-way humidity rather than spray water in the air. When aging and storing cigars, the two factors to keep in mind are humidity and temperature control. The idea behind storing cigars is to keep cigars in a temperature-controlled, humidity-controlled environment. The first and easiest way to do that is the Privada Humidor bag. Here we have a Privada Cigar Club Humidor bag. Don't be fooled by imitations. Privada Cigar Club's bags are double Mylar lined. This allows us to store cigars for up to 2 years with only 4 grams of two-way humidity. The second way to do that is the classic standard desktop humidor. Now, if you're an attorney in the 1930s in Midtown Manhattan, this is an excellent way to store cigars on your desk. The problem with wooden humidors is the wood competes with the cigars for the humidity inside the box. The third way to do that is Tupperware. Next, we have Tupperware. And this is the exact reaction you will elicit when anyone who doesn't commonly smoke cigars looks at your cigar collection in Tupperware. And then there's this. The Afidano 1200 count cigar humidor cabinet in steel exterior with temperature and humidity control and touch panel. This is the Rolls Royce of cigar storage. Privada Cigar Club, and today we're talking about luxury humidors. So, I think it was, Tyler, what was it, like 6, 7 months ago? Yeah. We got contacted by a company called Afidano. Now, I've been seeing, especially with my SoCal people who are they really love all the high-end stuff. Cuban cigars and, you know, all that stuff. And I come from a manufacturing background within this thing, right? I'm at the factory level manufacturing cigars, watching the manufacturing process. My part in this industry is post-production aging, right? So humidors, you would think, are really in my repertoire, and they're not, because I've never believed in humidors. For long-term aging, humidors, for me, have always been a no-go, especially wooden humidors. I think you're doing yourself a big disservice leaving your cigars in a desktop humidor for more than 30 days at a time. I've also told all my people, and you know that I've been sponsored by other cooladors and humidors, and by the way, I love New Air. I think it's extremely accessible stuff, but I've always told people don't leave your cigars in there for more than 30 days. The New Airs are for the last 30 days before you begin to smoke that cigar. So you stored your cigars long-term in airtight coolers, Tupperware, whatever. It's airtight though, perfect. Two-way humidity, pushing and pulling. That last 2 weeks to a month, you can go ahead, put it in a coolador, put it on display. You walk in, you look at it, I'm gonna smoke you soon, okay? That's what a coolador was for me, or a humidor was for me. so funny, I go back to the earlier days where guys were making these out of wine humidors. So it's really come a long way. And then over the last few years, I've been hearing about these luxury humidors. There's a company called Ratching that has contacted me numerous times. I've never been interested. I haven't wanted it. I don't want a $4,000 humidor until I saw this thing. Look at that. Look at it. Just look at it. Would you look at that? I mean, it is beautiful. Okay, now I'm interested. So I said, yes, let's talk about how to get one of these in my living room. They shipped it through a company, white glove, they unboxed it, took the whole thing, took the trash, took the crate with it and all. Couldn't believe it. It was amazing. And so I was impressed, but I was like, this is just gonna be a new air wrapped in leather, man. Let's just be honest. And it is so not. I promise you it is not. I am so impressed with this Afidano that I decided to start working with the company a little bit more. I don't even know what that means. They're sending me more stuff, and we're thinking about putting them in displays, you know, for some of our events and things like that. And so it's crazy. I have to throw out a little bit of my negative rhetoric when it comes to humidors when discussing the Afidano. You can absolutely leave cigars in there for much longer than I was willing to leave a cigar in a humidor or coolador before. Their app is so in tune with the machine, it gives you real readings. I've tested what I leave the humidity at, come back 24 hours, put a humidity gauge in there, it's reading exactly. There was no need to season, none of that. It comes ready to plug and play. You put distilled water in the back, and by the way, I haven't put water in there in 6 months since when we started. We filled it up, and I have not needed to put water. So that tells me it's releasing very little humidity, only what it needs to. In some of my other cooladors, I put a Boveda in there that's 65. I put the cooling to, or the humidity to 65. And that Boveda pack will be dry within 30 days. That's why I've always told people, don't do that. Why don't you want your cigars in air conditioning? That's the last step that we do at the factory in order to condition those cigars to get ready to smoke them. We're pulling that moisture back out of there, back out of the cigars, right? We put them in an air-conditioned room, then freeze them, then ship them to the United States. That's what's going on there. So you don't want to leave your cigars in air-conditioned spaces for longer than 2 weeks to a month. Otherwise, you're going to dry out some of the oils and things like that. However, with this, that is not the case. I've been able to leave cigars in there, test them with my humidity meter, which I love so much, and get accurate ratings where I want the humidity to be. And for those of you out there that ask me, well, where is that humidity? When I stick my humidity meter in the foot of a cigar, I want it to read somewhere around the 64 mark. When I stick it in the head of the cigar, I'd like it to read somewhere around the 68 mark. Anything over that, and I think we still have too much moisture inside of that cigar, you can wait or smoke it then. I smoke them all different ways. It doesn't matter. But if we're talking about perfection and aging and being meticulous, this is what I'm looking for, and this machine has been able to give me those results. Now, Afidano called me recently and they said, hey, we have another unit we want you to test out, and let us know what you think.